Today I'm going to do a video about a two-color cast-on for toe-up socks. There are a lot of videos on the internet which show a singular color cast-on for toe-up socks, but in a lot of Middle Eastern and Eastern knitting, where the socks are knit from the toe up, they are knit in multicolours. And I've got an example of a sock here. This sock, it was said to me that this sock was knit in Pakistan, but it shares a lot of common elements with the types of colourwork socks that you'll find in the Middle East and in Turkey and in Eastern Europe. But you can definitely tell that the sock was knit from the toe up, because if I can get in close, you'll see all the little V's in the sock are pointing downwards, like you see in most toe-up socks. And you'll see also with these kinds of socks, when they cast on from the toe up, there's a lot of beautiful patinations along the sides of the sock when you put your foot in. And so to start these kinds of socks, you need to be able to cast on with at least two different colours to start off the sock. So I'm going to do a video about that today. My favourite cast on for colourwork socks, or for socks in general, is Judy's Magic cast on, and there's a really good video on YouTube if you Google it by Kat Bordy, and she shows a really simple way to do a single colour cast on version of Judy's Magic cast on. So for this video I'm going to do it in two colours, and this is just my version of how to do it. I'm not sure whether anyone else actually does this, but I've never seen it on YouTube, I've never seen it done anywhere, and it took me a little while to work it out, so I thought I'd share it in case anyone else out there feels like using this method to cast on for multicoloured toe-up socks. To do this two-colour cast on, I'm going to start off with a pair of needles. These are a pair of circular needles, they're 3mm. There's two pairs of these, one pair here and one pair here. So I'm going to hold them together like this, and I'm going to try and keep the colours out of sight range, because then it's easier to see what's going on. I'm going to start off by casting on blue. So I've got my blue yarn here. I take a reasonable amount of tail yarn that will be cut off when a sock is finally finished and shortened up or woven in or whatever you want to do with it. So it doesn't have to be too long. So I'll just take that and I loop it over my fingers like this. Now, taking my parallel needles, I'll take this top needle here around the back of my yarn, and I'll just twist the yarn around it so that there's one loop of yarn around the top needle. Then I'll hold the yarn like this, still holding it like this. Now I'll rotate the bottom needle up around the back. So it goes, you rotate it up around the back of that needle and through the center between the two parallel needles. So now I've got a loop of yarn on the top and a mirror image loop of yarn on the bottom. Now I'm going to come in with my red yarn, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to loop this over my finger, so I've got the tail yarn here, and I'm going to loop the tail yarn over my thumb, and the other end coming from the ball over my pointer finger. I'm going to come in with my parallel needles and twist in the red yarn like that. Rotate the bottom needle up now and twist in another red yarn. So now I have red on the top and a mirror image loop of red on the bottom, blue on the top at the end here, and a mirror image of blue at the bottom. Alright, now I'm going to take these two strands of tail end of yarn which are hanging down the bottom, and they can just sit over my thumb for now, and the other 2 strands can sit over the top of my finger. So those are pointing in, so it's kind of like an arrow, you can see there. It's a bit difficult to do it this way, so what I'm going to further do is stick my finger between the red and the blue like that, and stick my other finger through here. So now I've got them all separated out. And in fact, what I might do is move them around like that. So here's how I'm holding them. I've got blue over my pointer finger. I've got the red kind of caught with this second finger next to my pointer finger. My third finger here is holding this red, and my little finger is holding that. So now I've got my yarn feeding in like this onto the needle. It's kind of like a big arrow pointing into the needle. Alright, now every time you go to pick up a new colour, you want to pick it up with the top needle. So I need to make another loop of red, and it's mirror image red on the bottom. So I'm going to start by picking up this bottom red with this top needle. I rotate it down and I pick up red. Then I rotate this top needle up around the back of the top red yarn coming in, and there now I have a red, red, and now I have blue, blue, red, 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 red. Now I'm going to take blue next as part of my pattern. So I'm going to rotate the top needle down and pick up blue. Then I'm going to rotate my bottom needle, this one here, sorry, the bottom needle, up, and I'm going to pick up another blue. So we've got blue, red, red, blue, blue on the needle. Now I'm going to want some more blue, so rotate the top needle down, make a loop over the top needle, rotate the bottom needle up, and pick up another blue. So now we've got blue, blue, red, red, blue, blue. Now I want red again. I'm going to rotate my bottom needle down, pick up red. Sorry, my top needle down. Let me just take that out again. Rotate my top needle down and I pick up red. And then I rotate my bottom needle up and I pick up red. And I'll do that again. Red with the top needle, red onto the bottom needle. And finally I'm going to end off by rotating my needle down, picking up blue, and up, picking up blue as well. So those are the colours that I've cast on. Now these two strands here are the tail ends. I'm just going to let those go and hold those with my thumb. And these two are just top needles, ball, the yarn that comes in from the ball. I'm going to flip my work around onto the purl side, because that's what we people who knit around the neck do. We knit from the purl side, or purl from the purl side. I'm going to take these two strands of tail end of yarn and I'm going to knot them in with the other yarn. So I made a knot there. Okay, maybe you can see it better now. There's the knot of yarn. Okay. Now I need to set up my yarn, so with colour dominance in mind. In my particular pattern here, I'm going to say that the blue is my pattern colour and the red is going to be my background colour. So my dark blue pattern colour has to feed from my left hand side. What you can then do to start off with is pull out the bottom needle, the bottom circular needle, and just let it drop. I need to find the other end of my other cable needle, which I've done now, and then you can just begin purling. So purl, I'll purl the blue there. It's very fiddly, but it's well worth it when you finally finish your pair of Colourwork socks.